Hey guys, we're gonna wait just a minute and give some people some time to sign on here. Oh, could erase some of this off. Have you guys had a great Sunday? I've had a terrific Sunday. Thank you. Oh, let's see. Throw some light in there so we can see what we're doing. Yeah. Watching football all day? Oh my goodness. Oh, did the Cowboys play? Did they win? So funny. Oh, in case I need to move my board. Yes, I had to show the YouTube award here. I haven't shown that lately. Okay, so this is just going to be a little short live that I'm doing to update some guys on exactly the course, and which I wouldn't call it a course. It's going to be like a coaching. It's kind of going to be like a group coaching session that I've started working towards. Good, I'm glad. Oh, they're still playing? Okay. My husband's a big Cowboy fan, so I got to know what's going on with that. The funny thing is, though, he doesn't watch it. He just likes them. I guess he likes to hear the score and how it went. It's very weird. Let's see. Yes, today was a terrific church day, so I had spent a lot of time at the church. Had a really, really good Sunday. So I'm reading some comments here. Dallas is playing now. Oh, Jan, you were so sweet. Hello, I'm from city of West Texas. Oh my gosh, he was in Midland. So is anybody on that's in Midland, Texas? God bless you for everything you do for us, giving us the knowledge of this whole paying off our credit cards. Thank you, Maria. That is exactly what I want to hear, that you're getting help. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving. Okay. Hello, Keisha. Liliana, thank you so much. Thank you for all you do in sharing. Love you and God bless. Thank you, guys. You all are always so kind. John says, saw your video for the first time 3 months ago. Since then, I've paid off $10,000 in credit card debt. My highest card limit was $3,000 and my credit score was 650. I have a 730 credit score, I guess. Citi gave me a card for 18,000. Wow, John, you've had all kinds of action happen in the last 90 days. Congratulations. Hi, everyone watching from Louisiana. Hello, Sally. Cherie says, Baltimore, Maryland. I'm brand new to the channel. Thanks for teaching this information. Thank you for watching, Cherise. I hope that you enjoy and that you are learning, because we all have so much to learn when it comes to our finances. Dave Ramsey is a Cowboys fan. I'll have to tell my husband that. We're just going to have to, okay. Yep, we're just going to, okay, whatever. Why'd you have to say that, Jesus? Austin, Texas. Texas loves you. Thank you, Corey. I do have so many clients in Texas. It is unbelievable. I have told you guys before that I have at least half of the people that contact me are Texans. Thank you, Shirley. They're my little hairy cows. I got those for my husband because there's a hairy cow. Okay, here's a little inside story. So there's this hairy cow that we had never seen before. I've never seen a hairy cow. They're beautiful. And so on our way to church, we started going to a new church a while back, and there's this hairy cow that's like right on the edge of the road, and we see him every time we drive by. And my husband loves the hairy cow, so when I found the hairy cow earrings, I had to get it. So he loves them. So thank you. We're a very silly couple. So there you go. Hi from North Carolina, Jerika says. Let's see, AJ Webb, I'm working the plan. Really excited. It's going well. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much. I love it when you guys send the blessings of the Lord, because I love that. Thank you. Um, Blackout Killer. Okay. Says, my dad directed me to you. Really love the content and look forward to getting into this soon. Very happy for you. That's exactly what I hear. Oh, George, yes, our call is tomorrow. I have you on my calendar. Uh, Hello from Nashville. You're not far. Now, you are with Dave Ramsey, because he's like right down there in Nashville, right? I have seen the miniature cows. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. And we saw, everybody hold on for this one. We actually saw a miniature longhorn cow, bull, whatever you call them. It is a miniature. It was literally like just above my knees. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen. But it had the big long horns. So, okay. Sorry. We have a good time. We do. Melody says, how about doing a giveaway? How about doing a giveaway to you? We can send you gifts. I'm in no spend October, so have to be next month. Good for you, Melody. Oh, you all, the gifts you've given me is the joy that I hear behind your voices when I talk to you and you tell me how well you are doing with Velocity. That makes me so happy. But you can send me gifts too if you like to. I don't have a problem with it. Somebody suggested that I do a gift thing, like I show what people give me. I do have a couple of things. Oh, okay. So let me grab this. I'll show you this. Okay, so these are two small things that I've gotten that I use a lot. I used to use them on TikTok a lot, and I ought to sign TikTok on here, but I have not. I had another thing I was going to show you guys, and I have been rearranging stuff again, so I don't know what I did with it. Okay, so are you all ready? So this was my first gift from my daughter, and this is when we're talking about, do we get loans or lines? So if you walk into a bank and they say, because you're asking for a line of credit, and they say, we can't give you a line, but we'll give you a loan. Or maybe they'll say, I really think you need to look at a loan because the loans have lower interest rates. What is our answer? What is our answer when they're trying to give us a loan instead of a line? Anybody? No. No. So we did this on TikTok a lot. Okay. So this was it. This is the answer. This is my last word. No, we don't do loans, right? So we had a really good time with that. And then Mandy, she may be on here. I don't know if she's on here or not. But anytime someone would have us, something we were celebrating because of how good they did with their payoffs or how good they're doing just with their debt in general, we would always, oh, it's not on. But we had a lot of fun with these. So Mandy also sent me some things to clean my board. And she sent me this really nice tumbler that my husband ended up stealing from me, and he uses it. So it was so sweet. Thank you guys for doing that. Yeah, how about no? That's right, Steve Baker. You all know. I am so glad you're understanding the difference between a line and a loan. That is awesome. Steve Baker says that he's been doing velocity banking for 1 month and his credit score is up 17 points. Good for you. Oh, that's an applause. That's an applause. Ah. Take pictures of the cows and miniature longhorn. If I can. It is on this little back road, and I mean it's a curve, and then there's like the cow and this miniature longhorn is like standing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know where you pull in there. I will try though, just for you. Let's see. Okay, Dre says, I've been doing velocity banking for a few years and it definitely works. It sure does. It sure does. A P.O. box to send gifts. I do have a P.O. box. May look at that, Jesus. Everybody's so, oh my gosh, you all are so awesome. I'm glad you know not to get loans. Loans are, oh, that's why we're on here right now, is I wanted to take a minute to go over what I heard Dave Ramsey say earlier. Love those. How fun. I know we have TikTok used to be a lot of fun before they banned me for teaching inappropriate material. Yeah, go figure. Yeah, people, don't forget to like and share. I never have figured out what that does yet, but hey, do it. Let's see. AJ says this was first month paying my bills out of a different account. It feels strange and scary because I've been paying the other way so long. Absolutely. We all have been in this mindset of making payments. And Preachy says got a 0% interest card for 18 months, Bank of America, and transferred my 30.5% interest debt. Wow. Yeah, inappropriate. Yeah, that's exactly what they said, Jan. I'm telling you. And they shut me down. I don't mean they just, no, they like banned me for like a whole week. And now when I go on, they'll let it go up to like 100 maybe, and then it'll back all the way down to maybe 10. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I don't go on TikTok a lot. What did oh, Dave Ramsey. So I guess news, the media, I don't remember which one it was, that they had either invited him on with his group that he does his radio stuff with, or maybe he made the suggestion they have him on. I'm not sure. But the discussion was homes, the market, and should people be buying homes right now in this market? And his answer was yes, as long as they're, you don't have debt. Yes, you can buy the home, even though the market prices are really, really high right now. And even though we're at a 7.3% interest rate on mortgages, his suggestion was yes, people should go ahead and buy homes. Then his other crew, the other people in his group there, they were saying, stuff like, well, just cut your Christmas out or make it to where you're spending way less on your Christmas presents. Make sure that you're budgeting and really budget good so that you're really cutting out all of your spending and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, can we just give the American people some answers? Can we give them some answers besides frugality? I wish that I had been on that show with him. I could have run the numbers and shown a person how to buy that house. Yes, you can buy the home, but let's do it, under this first lien HELOC, or let's have a line of credit set up already. So when you do purchase the home, you're ready to start knocking that interest off. But no, he wants you to nickel and dime it to death so that if it's a 30-year loan, sure, throw your nickel and dime into that principal throughout the month and let's see if we can't pay it off in 29 and a half years. Nobody wants to play that game. That was so discouraging to me. Not that, because the American people don't know. I mean, they'd say, "Oh, Dave Ramsey said go buy a home. I can buy a home. It's okay. I'm going to go buy my home at 7%." But no options, Let's pay $25,000 plus in closing cost, and let's get all of this interest that we're going to be paying way up front on this loan, and let's go ahead and buy it. But no solutions, just let's cut out our Christmas. I don't appreciate that. I don't think anybody appreciates that. I'm not mad at Dave because I think that he's a good person. I just think that his baby steps is so discouraging to me that I wanted to just quit. I just wanted to say, forget it. I'm never going to get out of this debt because I'm going to be working on this for a decade, trying to get rid of, a $10,000 debt with just a nickel and diming it to death, just hitting the principal when you have extra money, doing the snowball effect. I get that if you need to work on your credit a little bit, if you need to build the credit, um, if there's just reasons that you can't get a line of credit right now, I understand that. Yes, you're going to have to nickel and dime it to death until you get your credit score up. It doesn't take that long, people. If you're loaded with credit card debt, that's what's keeping your credit score down. So when you work those credit cards like they should be worked, your credit score is going to come up quite quickly, which means you can turn around and get the line of credit that you need. So the video that I'm going to be releasing probably tomorrow morning, maybe I'll try to get that out. But it's showing how one of the older guys, a much older man that I've been working with, was so overwhelmed with his debt. And when I looked at it, I I didn't see anything but, okay, you're going to be out of debt in a few months. And he's thinking 10 years. Well, when you can see that you can transfer from one tool to another, is all you have to do, transfer it into a better tool. By the time he knocked out the payments of the loans that he had, he's out of debt. I think the video was less than a year. I need to look at that. So when I told him, you don't have any problems, you're literally going to be out of debt very quickly, uh, he didn't even believe me. He's like, how? I don't even see what you're saying. So I'm going to do a video just to show him. Actually, yeah, this is the numbers right here. So when you can take 10 years of debt, knock it down to less than a year, and you haven't done anything new, you're not having to cut out your Christmas. Nobody wants to cut out Christmas. Nobody wants to be cheap on their gifts. And when you can tweak your finances just a bit to where you're turning the 10 years into 1 year, who wouldn't do that? Who wouldn't do that? And if Dave Ramsey had come off and said that in this news report of, well, there's other tools you can use, you don't have to go get a 7% mortgage. If he would have given us options, I'd been like, congratulations, Dave, you deserve the applause. But no. I'm sitting here screaming. No! I'm sorry. That's hilarious. I'm sorry. That was hilarious. Anyway, I'll quit ranting. But Dave Ramsey says that the house prices will continue to rise, so you might as well go ahead and buy that home right now. And he may be right. I'm not saying he's wrong. But Warren Buffett says that we're getting ready to go through a huge market crash, or at least a fall. And so I don't know. I mean, who do you believe? I don't know. I don't teach beliefs. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know what's getting ready to happen any more than anybody else out there is. But I just think that it is so funny that people are out here speculating, oh, well, the prices are going to rise, so you might as well go ahead and buy that home at 7% because it's not going to get any better. And that may be the truth. But when we give them that idea of, okay, I might as well go and get that house right now that I want, let's have a plan set up for how we're going to pay for that home, not just, set in $3,000 mortgage payments or more a month. How are you going to pay for the home? Let's give it some structure. So I just thought that was quite telling that you would cut out your Christmas to buy a home when you could rearrange your mindset just a little bit. Come out of that mindset of frugality and let's crimp and save until we're miserable, and let's have some kind of options to help people buy their home. Let's have an option to help people get their debt under control before Christmas so that we can have the best Christmas we've ever had. Okay, since I started doing velocity banking, I have had the best Christmases I've ever had because I didn't have to worry about, okay, I should only spend five. Wait, if I go to the Dollar Tree, that's it. If I go to the Dollar Tree, I can buy 10 members of my family a gift for $1, right? That's the Dave Ramsey method. I'm not into that. I think that giving should be a big part of our lives. So it's important that you think outside of the box. Stop the Dave Ramsey era for a minute. Like I said, again, I don't think he's a bad person. I just think that he's uh, talking to Americans like we're a bunch of idiots, and like that we can't control our spending, and you're just stupid. If you weren't so stupid with your money, you wouldn't be in debt in the first place, right? Well, I got news for you. There's nobody listening to me right now or that lives in the United States of America and the world that hasn't been stupid sometime in their life. That's just our human nature to do dumb. And sometimes it will bite you. So it's very important that you have a way out of that. If you learn how to use your debt in a good way, then you're not going to worry about that next car you need to buy. You're not going to worry about Christmas. Christmas should not be a time to stress out over debt. And I've been there. I know what that feels like, not to be able to buy anything for your children for Christmas. Ask them. I've got two that know exactly what we were going through. And we've had some really bad Christmases. So, one being the worst, and that was the last worst one we ever had because this came into play and it is a game changer. So, I am going to answer some questions. We are live, Hector. Let's see. Um, 2 months in, and my credit score is up 48 points. Congratulations, Karima. I guess that's your name. Um, Karen says I paid 4,500 on car payment in last 8 weeks. Very good. Karen Becker, I get your messages. I appreciate you keeping up with me. Jesus, charging 30% interest on a credit card is inappropriate. Absolutely. Thank you for the truth in that statement. You get an applause. Jesus, he's so smart. Wow. Jesus needs to be teaching this stuff. This thing goes way too long. Jay says, when would you recommend starting an IBC policy? Is there a cash flow number you recommend, or would you start as soon as you have a positive cash flow? Okay, so Jay, according to Chris Noggle, you would want to be able to do your age times 10. That should be your number. So if I'm 52 times 10, that's 52 or $520 a month that I would do. So that's kind of the way, it gives you a little bit of an idea of how you can use your IBC policy to begin making deposits into it. I think he does that just so you can jump ahead. So the way he has the policy set up, which is absolutely genius. I love the way they do their infinite banking. Oh, good. So Steve Baker saw the video. Okay, we're getting ready to release some more, so I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, like your age times 10 is a good number so that you're able to really start gaining money as you or increases as you go down into the policy. So that's a good starting point. Let's see. Um, there is no way I would be buying a home right now. He is crazy. I have to agree, Ben. I have to agree. I've thought about it myself and I'm like, I'm not looking right now. I have a daughter looking and I'm like, you really probably ought to wait on that a little bit. But, I mean, if she does buy, then, you know, we know how to get her out, right? We know how to do this. Closing November the 6th, Sally says, I hope you've got everything in order, Sally, so that you're able to get out of that really fast. I know it's exciting though, because I loved when every time I bought a new home, I know the excitement, so I wouldn't steal that from anybody that wants a home. I'm just saying that if you're going to buy right now, be prepared. Be prepared to really handle it correctly, okay? And people listen to Dave Ramsey. Jesus says, I thought Dave Ramsey lost his hair, and now I know he actually lost his mind. It was so let's see, what's the word? I don't want to say this. I don't want to be rude. It was just like so uncaring as far as, well, you might as well go ahead and buy a home because they're just going up. And I'm like, give me more. I want more. I want to know, what are we going to do to pay for that home? Not just buy it. What are we going to do to pay for it besides selling? Oh, maybe if you didn't buy any furniture to go in the new home, or maybe you sold the furniture out of your last home and you just slept on the floor for a while so you could afford your house payments and maybe put that money towards the principal. I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't like that. Bark Eater, okay. He says, these wealthy people are really out of touch with the working class. Most people I know can barely afford food. And I am agreeing with you in the most serious way. That is, it's a very hard times for people. Very hard time. First lien FHA. Now you're talking about a first lien mortgage, right, AJ? Okay, the FHA now has, you have to make that, the, what is it, the mortgage insurance, the PMI, you have to pay that on an FHA now throughout the whole loan. So that's a new way they're making money. That's fun. Glenn says, I don't have a lot of equity yet, and bankers I talk to don't want to do PLOC. Any suggestions? New to process, so confused. I don't know why they don't want to do a PLOC. You can check with US Bank. I hear they're doing PLOCs. Just keep checking with the banks, okay? Because people are still doing them. The banks are still doing them. Like I was talking about in the last live, you can actually use your credit card if it's with the bank that you currently have the checking account with. A lot of times they will link that card to the checking account, and you can actually use it as a PLOC. So there's some little tricks to the trade to get you a PLOC or a line of credit that actually can work as an overdraft protection account to your checking account. So certainly check into that. Karen says, I recently learned you can't do recasting in a mortgage with some mortgage loans such as FHA, USDA, and others. Double check to be sure. This is important. I don't even talk about recasting. You do not need to recast your mortgage to do velocity banking. I got that the other day in my private Facebook group. Somebody had written in there that they weren't able to recast their mortgage, so they couldn't do velocity banking right now. And I'm like, whoever gave anybody the idea that you had to do a recast to do velocity banking? I don't know if that's come through my videos wrong, or if you're watching other videos and they're telling you need to recast your mortgage. I see no sense in a recast. Let's just use a line of credit and pay that sucker off and forget about a recast. So not sure what you mean with that, Karen. Um, Preachy says I don't have time left for 30-year loan. Houses are too inflated. It's crazy. That is so true. Bark says the average home in my area is 400,000. That's 80,000 down. How are you going to save 80,000 if you only make 50,000 a year? How are you going to save 80,000 if you only make 50,000? Oh, good. That's a good question. That's a good question. I get what you're saying. The closing costs are ridiculous. Oh my gosh. The origination fees, that's just outrageous. I don't even know what that's about. Wow. Vicky says I have a HELOC and a credit card that I need to pay off. Which one should I use with Velocity Banking? Use them both. Do it simultaneously. I can't believe I said that word without messing up. Wow. Um, I would put all of the income into the HELOC. I would use the credit card for my expense card, just like I teach in the videos, and I would be hitting both of those at the same time. So maybe you should check out some more videos on that, Vicky. Let's see. Corey says, I have a co-worker who bought a home last year and her family had to eat ramen noodles, hamburger helper, rice, and beans. After showing her your video, she now isn't stressed. Isn't that so true? That's hilarious. Corey, thanks for the laugh. That was a good one. Beans and rice, hamburger helper. Hamburger helper is too expensive for Dave Ramsey. Come on, let's stick with the beans and rice. That's so funny. Okay. I'm so excited that you finally caught us live too, the Wealth Gap Closer. Thank you. Dave Ramsey doesn't radiate the love of Christ in my book. VANN does. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. I do love Jesus. Wow. And not just Jesus on here either. Jesus Christ, right? Let's see. Gab says, I love that you share hope and solutions instead of fear. I don't feel poor anymore. I am so glad, Gab. That's exactly what I want to hear. You don't feel poor when you're doing velocity banking. It makes you feel very in control. I don't care what naysayers that we've got out there. You can be in control. You can be in control of your debt. Preachy says Dollar Tree is up to $1.25 now. Ah, wow. I guess that's out for Christmas. Scott VANN, you're awesome. If you all don't know Scott VANN, he is my one and only. He gave me my name. He gave me my fantastic channel name. Let's see. Erica says, I was working on a plan today to chunk some money to pay off my home in the next few years. Very good. Very good. Yeah. I'm so glad people are finding the peace. That is beautiful. Let's see. Kayla, nothing bugs me as much as his condescending tone. I appreciate your spreading positivity and encouragement, Christy. Thank you so. Who in the world did somebody do $100? Do we have somebody rich on the channel? Gab, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Wow. You should not have done that. Oh my goodness. Wow. All of these videos are free. My live is free right now. Thank you so much. Bless you. God bless you for that. Let's see. So Jay says, if I have 10,000 in savings and need to pay down debt, PLOC or IBC, you can talk to Chris Nagel's team and they will tell you that. You may want to put the 10,000 into the policy to get it started. You can pull it back out immediately and put it on your debt. And then the debt that you paid off, you can pay right back to yourself, making your money grow. So very great question. Love that one. And I think that is a great scenario to take to Chris Nagel's team and let them check that out for you. Yes. My Blue Sky says, I think it's too easy these days to be evicted from a rental, though. Gosh, I hope not. Deborah says, thanks to Velocity Banking, within as little as 5,000 PLOC, we have paid 22,000 in our home equity. Went from owing 414 to now 392,000, and we close end of March 2023. 22,000 in 7 months. That is unbelievable. Congratulations. You deserve a long applause. Okay, that's enough. Thank you. Let's see. My Blue Sky says SMA. Oh, smash the like button. Sorry, I'm a little slow. I thought you were, yeah, okay. Smash the like button. Sally says, what do you mean get out of it really fast? We're purchasing our home with cash, no loan. Well, good for you. Good for you. Let's see. They've got people asking you questions. If you're able to buy a home with cash, I'm not sure that you need to be watching Velocity Banking. It sounds like you're already in control. Blackout Killer says, I'm curious about two things. I have a credit card that only has a $500 limit and pay it off fully every month, so no credit card debt. Can I put my full income in, making it negative balance, or would that be a flag? You don't know. I wouldn't put in more than what your limit is to pay off your balance. I'm pretty sure that's all they'll do anyway. I did make a mistake. I had my PayPal account was set up on automatic, and for some dumb reason I went in this past week and I paid the statement balance again. So now I have like $1,000 or $2,000 in the negative balance, if that makes sense, on the PayPal account. And I'm waiting for them to call me out on that, because you're not supposed to do that. And I don't even know why they just didn't reject the payment and kick that back out to me. So now I looked and I have negative balance. So I don't know how that worked. I don't know how that worked. Let's see. Yes, Monty, most banks are clueless, period. But they are clueless about the first lien HELOC. That is, I do have referrals for that if you would like a referral. But yes, most banks don't have any idea about Velocity Banking in general, and they don't know usually about first lien HELOC. So that is different. Sally says, do life. We're in Louisiana and have been saving for 30 years, made wise investments from the beginning. Very good, Sally. The Wealth Gap Closer says, I have a BLOC, but they charge 3% for each draw. Do you feel it's still worth it to cover a double-digit credit card? I don't have enough information to give you an educated opinion, but maybe, yes. If you're going to take the whole amount and pay off, depending on the interest rate on the BLOC, maybe it is a good idea. Yes, especially if you're putting your whole income back into that BLOC to pay it off. Maybe, probably. I've been watching you since you had under 10,000 subs. I'm shocked this channel has grown to so much since I'm trying to get a new job that could potentially pay 80,000 or more. That is very nice. Very nice. Yes, the channel has grown thanks to you guys who are watching and learning. Blackout Killer, second, because my limit is so low on my credit card, would I be able to link it to my checking account so that I can use that line, or would it not be beneficial? Thank you. It's always beneficial to have your credit card linked to your checking account if you can do that. I enjoy that. I think that's a really, really good way to use a credit card when it is linked to your checking account, making it sort of an overdraft protection account as well. Scott, you're crazy. Oh, let's see. Pittsburgh, California. Pittsburgh. There's a Pittsburgh in California too. I did not know that. I learn something new every day. Kayla says, how do you pay off? Wait, Kayla, where'd you go? I lost you. Come back. Kayla says, how do you pay off your credit card with your HELOC? Can you transfer money directly out of your HELOC to pay off your credit card each month? My current credit card requires an account and routing number. A HELOC usually comes with a routing number, just like a checking account. A HELOC usually comes with checks, maybe even a debit card. Now, the way my HELOC is set up is I have it linked to my checking account. So I literally keep a zero balance in my checking account all the time. I check it every day. If there's money sitting in the checking account, I will transfer it out if it needs to go into another line. Okay. So see if you cannot get a link from the HELOC to your checking account and then pay off your credit cards or all of your expenses out of that HELOC. Just you're bypassing your checking account, literally. It is such a great thing that they offer. So great. Chris says, new to your channel, hello from San Antonio, Texas. Scott Vann, he's from Texas. Don't you want to say hi to all the Texans on here? My husband's a Texan, sorry. I like to tease him. Let's see. Hi from Tennessee. I love your channel. You are awesome. Thank you, Christopher Isaac. You are awesome. Oh my gosh. Did you all, I don't even know. Can you all even see this stuff? So my subscriber list, right? I never look at that on YouTube, but the other day I was sitting here working on YouTube and actually glanced up and it had like my subscriber list right there. And on it was Brandon Ferris. Does everybody know Brandon Ferris? He's the big YouTuber. It has like over 4 million subscribers. And he subscribed to my channel. I was like, okay. I almost want to give myself an applause for that one because that was crazy. I'm like, 4 million subscribers. Wow. Okay. So I think he's hilarious. My daughters have been watching him for years. He is so funny. If you haven't seen Brandon Ferris, you've got to go there. He does the craziest stuff. Anyway, you have to be crazy to watch him, though. Kathy says, hi, I'm new to the channel. Hello, Kathy. And I'm so glad that you and Christopher are new and with us. I hope you're learning. Wow, cab cam, awesome. Bless you. I don't know what that means. Oh, was he talking to the Texan? That was my husband. Hey, Sue says, whoa, Gab Cam, thank you for the generous super chat. I know, right? That's blew my mind. Wow, thank you so much. Edie Martinet, it's possible to become debt-free and be able to breathe. It is very possible. I can answer questions about that because I have been there and done that. How do I get a PLOC, Hector? You have to go through your bank or credit union. Let's see. I need to take more time to listen to your videos. I just know when or how to start by paying bi-weekly, desperately struggling in this nasty world. Bi-weekly, weekly, monthly, daily, it doesn't matter how you're paid. You just transfer your money into that line of credit you're using every time you get paid. There's no stress. It doesn't have to be once a month. Remembering Bubbles. Hey, caught you again live. Love doing is and love all the positive encouragement. Thank you, Remembering Bubbles. Thank you. Zach says, if you can pay rent with a credit card at 3%, is it worth it? $1,600 monthly. Not necessarily, Zach. Not necessarily. Sometimes, unless your card that you're using to charge with, if that credit card is giving you a 3% cash reward or close, then it might be worth your time to do that. But if it's not, then it's probably not worth it. No. Jesus says 22,000 in 7 months principal payments. I would love to see how much interest they save. Absolutely. That is a lot of interest. Yes. Sally says, I'm helping family with your Velocity Banking and they really like it. I'm so glad to hear that, Sally. Thank you for sharing. Remembering bubbles. Why did that disappear? What happened? Um, I tell others that I know about the video and show the videos that they don't get it or they're leery of it. I know. I know. Once we're in this stronghold of making payments, it's really hard to like get people to listen. I know. I know. I know. It's sad because they don't realize just how easy it is. And I mean, I can't believe how stuck some people are in the mindset of the regular, original, traditional banking. It's amazing because it's just tools at the bank. You're not robbing the bank. They're offering you the tools, right? So it's not like that we're doing something wrong. It's just that we're switching from a mortgage tool into a line of credit tool or a personal loan tool or a student loan tool into a line of credit. They're all tools. They're all offered from the bank. You just have to use them correctly. That's all. Um, would you recommend repairing credit prior to velocity banking? I don't know anybody who can repair credit if you're talking about a company. I would say just work on your credit cards. If you have them, that's the very fastest way to get your credit score up. It usually doesn't take my clients a month, maybe two, to get their score up to where they can get a line of credit. So if your credit score is under 640, then you want to work on your credit cards a little bit just to get that credit score up and then start working your velocity banking. Preachy says she got trapped in the PMI. Thought I was going to get rid of it. Then the law was passed. Yes, the FHA, you pay the PMI until you pay that off, that mortgage off, or until you die, whatever, I guess, right? Blessings from a Mexican in Wisconsin. Well, all right, Ricardo. Thank you. I'm new to your channel. What's a BLOC? A business line of credit. So you have to own a business. Just got notification, but I'm here. Well, thank you, Harmony. Thank you. Hi, Christy. Will you explain a first lien HELOC? A first lien HELOC is another tool at the bank. You have your mortgage. That's what we're taught to buy a home with. A first lien HELOC, same thing. It's just a better tool in my mind because the first lien will actually take over the mortgage, pay that off. Now you're in a simple interest tool, okay? With the mortgage, it's amortized. So all of that interest is front loaded. So you're going to buy the house, you're going to buy the bank a house first, then you get to pay for your house. You're really about paying half of your payment onto the principal about 15 years into a mortgage. With a line of credit or the first lien HELOC, you can literally start by chunking your whole income into that HELOC, pulling out your expenses, leaving the cash flow sitting in there, paying down that HELOC every month. You're on average, the homes are paid off in about 7 years using a HELOC compared to the 30-year mortgage. Okay. Let's see. Hello from Manteca, California. Love this show. Very educational. Thank you, Allison. I love that you love it. Yeah, no loans. Who said that? Okay, just lines of credit. Yes. Preachy says Rocket Mortgage wants $3,500 for closing costs for a HELOC, and my credit union wants $300 for an appraisal and $158 for processing. That's better. That's ridiculous that Rocket Mortgage wants $3,500 for a HELOC. That's ridiculous. The credit union is more like it. Sometimes they won't have any closing costs for HELOCs. So why they're charging that much, I don't know. You can get a first lien HELOC to purchase a new home with for $1,895. So I don't. Just watch the banks, and Rocket Mortgage is just one of those. Just watch them, make sure you know what you're paying for. Deborah says she saved $75,000 in interest by the way they've been paying on their home. Congratulations. Wow. Blackout Killer says I did my numbers last night, minus food and gas, but because I had such a high cash flow, I'm positive if I include it. What do I do with the extra cash? Well, are you putting all of your income into your line of credit? Because if you are, your extra cash is going in there too, and it's paying off your debt. Francis says, when I make a payment on a PLOC, it has a choice of payment amount, principal or other. Which should I hit, especially if payment is satisfied already? The way I do mine, I just throw it in. I don't care how they do it, because as soon as your money goes in, it's hitting the principal, especially if you've already made the payment for the month. So it may set your payment up a couple of months, but I just throw it in anyway because I plan on paying it off. So you can, if you've already made your payment for the month and you want to apply it all to principal, you can do that. No big deal. Sorry, I thought I saw something run across the floor. I'm losing it over here. But if you can do it either way, I'm just telling you that when I get my income, I always just throw it into the line of credit, and I didn't specify which. I just made it as a regular or principal, whichever I felt like at the moment. To me, it doesn't really make a difference because you're working to pay it off anyway. Okay, let's see here. Um, you have to keep asking different people at each bank and credit union if they will link your checking account. They only know what they know. Exactly. And sometimes you do have to ask different people in the bank if you can do that. Yes. My goodness, I was praying for an answer to our credit card debt and found you at 4:30 a.m. God is good. Can't wait to get this going. I'm so happy for you, Karen. I'm so happy for you. It's Karen Marie Beyond the Melody. That is such good news. That is why I do what I do. I am working on that, Harry. I am working on. Says, man, Van, I remember when you had subscribers, you've blown up, caught in the field. So proud for you. I'm gonna keep plugging away at this YouTube thing. Thank you so much, Tyler. Tyler, you're doing pretty good too. I see all of those shorts you put out, and they're getting pretty good numbers. Watching from Madison, Wisconsin. Thank you, One Heart Sounds. How do you get rid of your PMI? It depends on what kind of mortgage you have if you can get rid of that PMI. They want you to have 20% paid into your principal is what I'm getting, that they want you to have 20% equity. Um, some will release it then, but I've heard it's pretty hard to get that release, so I'm not sure. Tyler says, you're inspiring me to try Velocity Banking again with a strict budget. Times are tight, but all the more reason. That is true. You can Dave Ramsey it. You can get really frugal and make it all happen faster. But that's totally, I don't teach frugality. I teach people how to get out of debt. And if you want to get out, then you can decide how much your budget needs to increase or decrease based on what you need to do or how fast you're wanting to do it. Deborah says we have a good rate considering 4.99 did 10% down. Now we are at about 16%. Going to do a HELOC once we get to the 20 to 25 to 30%. We're hoping our value will stay since it's a new build and on a premium lot. I hope so too. A good rate, a good rate, 4.99%. Are you saying that's a good rate on a mortgage? Okay. You do know that's 100%, right? Just because they said 4.99, you might want to look at the closing cost papers they gave you in the contract if you have one, and see that that's more like 99% interest you're paying. Remembering, but my credit union was 1,200 closing. That is so high for a HELOC. I don't understand that. Wow. I'm getting nervous at the home prices dropping, but then again, people were putting their houses on the market like it's still 2022 market. True. Thank you, Christy. Since doing Velocity Banking, my credit has gone up 55 points in 2 months. Going to apply for a HELOC soon. Why is this never on? We got another congratulations. Oh, not close to our 2.5. So it is 4.99% on a mortgage. Wow, bless you. That's 100%. I would be getting, yeah, I'd be getting a line really quickly and start knocking that down as quickly as possible. Spectator says frugality and velocity banking is like VB on steroids. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. And I'm telling you guys, we have a lot of naysayers, but don't listen. Do your thing. I mean, you know what you're doing. You're an adult. We're adulting here. We're making good decisions for us. We don't need a bank, our family, friends. We don't need anyone to tell us that the math is wrong, because the math is just math. So if you're working your numbers like this guy and you're finding that you can pay off this amounts that he had here, that he was at 10 years to pay off, and he realized that, wait a minute, he has less than a year for payoff just because he switched tools at the bank. That's just math. That is just math. It's not magic. It's just how are you using the tools at the bank, right? So if you can take a 30-year mortgage and turn it into a 7-year payoff, hallelujah, right? Don't sit there just paying interest and doing the same old because somebody told you it was the right thing to do, or somebody told you you were being silly by thinking outside of the box. It's not silly. It is a real deal. You're going to win with velocity banking if you do it correctly. Now, if you're a spender and you're out there buying TVs and new couches and toys for your kids and four-wheelers and stuff like that, when you have loaded debt already, that's not good decisions. But if you're taking lines of credit to pay off debts you have, very seldom are you going to lose. I mean, I won and you all can win too. So just stay encouraged. Send me an email and let me encourage you if you're feeling discouraged, because it's a fun life when you know what you're doing with your debt and with your money. Love My Uniqueness says, thank you so much for your channel. I've just come across it, and by God's grace, and I'm looking forward to getting started with my first ever credit card. I am so happy for you. Thank you for thanking me and for blessing me. Thank you so much. Oh, I love the blessings. Thank you. Just got a HELOC from Bank of America, no fees. They even covered appraisal fee. I have heard Bank of America is doing really good on the HELOC, so thank you for sharing that. Positivity says, if I'm able to pay 75% cash on a home after selling my home with no debt, can I use a HELOC for the 25% balance and do velocity that way? Absolutely, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Buana says, you are the best, Van. Thank you so much. Are you talking to me or my husband? Because he was on here too. Just kidding. Shanann Thomas Trucking, if you just purchased a home, no equity, when can you get a HELOC? You probably can't. You're going to have to wait to build the equity up, but you can get a PLOC. You sure can. If your DTI allows it, if your credit score allows it, and you get a line of credit in general, personal line of credit, you absolutely can start knocking down that home in the exact same way. Excellent video. Thank you, Ricardo. Score went up 60%. Experience and oh, very good, Karen. Very glad to hear that. Experian and Equifax. Very good. Wow, that's beautiful. Tyler says, I'm still disheartened from trying without a budget. If I don't budget, I just end up spending and maxing out my card over and over again. Probably just need a pro to help. Tyler, be careful with that. Do not spend like that. I mean, when you get your debt under control, you absolutely can spend any way you want. Listen, let me tell you, I do some crazy stuff sometimes. For example, my daughter, we're going to Florida again this month, right? We're leaving on the 25th. So the airplane stuff, which I don't like airplanes, I'm just going to tell you, I have a hard time. I have a hard time. I get sick. And I don't like being up in the air where I feel like that, God is only in control. And actually, I know He is. But it's just like that. I feel like that, you got this thing flying through the air and there's nothing that's holding it up there. And it like freaks me out. I'm sorry. I've got to get over that fear. I'm praying about it. But so long story short, we usually go to another city to fly out of because it's so much cheaper to fly out of that city. But just so happens I didn't want to go to that city this time. And I'm telling her, hey, we've got an airport like 15 minutes down the road. And I'm like, let's just fly out of there, do it, because we're going to leave first thing in the morning. It's going to be early. So let's just fly out. And so she did that, and it cost so much more than going to the other airport. So when you have your debt under control and you know how you're going to pay it off, then the decisions like that, was it stupid? Probably, because we could drive an hour and probably save, $600, maybe more. But for some reason it was like, let's just fly out of this one and get it done. And so when you make dumb decisions, in my mind, I'm like, well, I'll just, I use the credit cards to gain the cash rewards first. Then I will, when that comes due, I'll transfer it into my line of credit, transfer my income into that, knock it down, let's pay it off and be done with it. So you can make dumb decisions after you've got your debt under control, but try not to be a spender while you're getting your debt under control for sure, okay? Because you don't want to get in more trouble. Because with Velocity, you can get into more trouble now because we have lines of credit that are available for our use no matter what we're buying. You do not want to overspend and get in more debt, okay? Deborah says, so we are on fire, Velocity banking all the way. Thank you for the hope. You're very welcome, Deborah. You stay in it. You're going to do great. I think that I will send you an email. I need encouragement. Bless you. You send it. I'll encourage. Hi, Christy. Black Opal says, hi. What would be a good rate for a HELOC right now? Prime is 8.5%, I think, still. So you will need to, it should be around that area. Now, that being said, I have people contact me every day that I work with, and they are getting introductory rates at I had one that got it at 2.5% for the first year. Most of them are around 5% for the first year, and then it'll go to 8% the next year, which is still a good rate right now. I have some that are at 9 and 10%. So it all depends on your bank, literally. Now, that being said, and your credit score. If you're doing Velocity correctly, you don't really need to be so stressed out about the interest rate. Okay, I know we have Velocity teachers that they're getting it down to the nitty gritty, and we're going to save a dime over here, and we're going to save a dime over there. And no, you should never get a HELOC if it's at 10%. That's ridiculous. If you're doing Velocity correctly and you're using your whole income and you're keeping your debt where it should be in that line, you should not be paying a lot of interest. So if you're doing it correctly, then that 10% is not going to be nowhere. It's not going to be 10%. It's probably going to be more like 2% if you're using it correctly. Just make sure you're watching the videos and you're understanding, okay? Um, let's see. I'm stressed out because I don't even know how to start. I'm sorry, Harry. Keep watching videos. It will come to you. It'll come. I just got one at 2.99% for the first 6 months. Monty, that's what I'm talking about right there. They have deals on the HELOC, so be looking for them. With a deal like that, he's going to be, or he or she's going to be in great shape, okay? Taxi says, hi, thanks for all you do. I have a question. The interest on the principal, do you account for it in the previous velocity payment or the next month? I'm trying to see if I understand that question. Do you account for it in the previous velocity payment or the next month? They're going to be giving you a payment amount that's due. You're going to be transferring all of your income into that. So that's going to satisfy that payment in general. Then they are going to figure your interest on the average daily balance. That will hit, the interest charge will hit on that next statement date. So not sure what you're meaning about the interest. I never look at the interest because I'm always slamming my lines of credit with my income. So I don't really pay attention to that, just to be honest. There are velocity teachers that pay a lot of attention to that, but I don't. As long as it's not eating me up, as long as I'm keeping it under control, I'm not concerned about what the interest payment is. Um, Fancy don't let me down. Okay, just kidding. Sorry. Should I try to get a PLOC or a HELOC to use velocity banking strategy, or just use my new credit cards that I haven't activated yet to pay off my debt? Mortgage loan, school debt, personal loan. You would want to use a line of credit for any of the loans. You can use a credit card, but there's going to be more fees and the interest rate is higher. If you get a PLOC, even $10,000 and just chunk it down is better than paying the interest that you're going to be paying on a mortgage for sure. So just keep working to, I would say, get the PLOC or the HELOC. And if you have a $10,000 school debt and it's got a $300 a month payment, once you put that $10,000 into your line of credit, you now have the $300 payment available as cash flow, right? I've not heard anything about figure HELOC, so I'm not even sure what that means. Where or how do we get a line of credit without being a homeowner? Any bank or credit union offers lines of credit, whether through a credit card or a personal line of credit. Tyler says, I don't make any big purchases. Back is just against the wall with basic expenses for my family. What kind of country do we live in where the worst choice you can make is going to college? No home. It is messed up, Tyler. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. It's expensive right now to live in the United States of America. I know that everything's up right now. So as you just have to have some cash flow to do velocity banking. It doesn't take a lot of cash flow to at least start working down the debt. I don't know if you're talking about loans or just credit cards, but they're, transferring debt into good tools is a number one way to get out of high payments. I do know that. Let's see. Karen is talking to another lady on here. Ain't your fault, VANN. We need a revolution. Oh my gosh, Tyler. In so many ways, right? In so many ways. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off of here. I've been on for about an hour and 10 minutes. I have got some things I need to prepare for tomorrow because we've got lots and lots on the schedule tomorrow. Let's see what we got on the schedule tomorrow. Thank you guys for the ones that have been purchasing the new group coaching sessions that I'm starting on November the 1st. I just feel like that's a way to reach more people during the week, because right now how many do I have tomorrow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 appointments scheduled for tomorrow, and that makes for a long day. So if I can get, 10 people into a group for an hour or 90 minutes, that's really going to help me with my time. Plus, I'm able to help the same amount of people within that time. I need to work on videos. I've got a million other things that I'm trying to work on the sidelines. So it's just important that I try to get some groups going here. And it's a lot cheaper than doing a one-on-one. This course, that it's not a course, it's more like a group coaching sessions. It's going to be for 6 weeks, once a week. And I'm going to try to really make sure that we're getting as many people fixed throughout the week that needs the answers that they need. So, and I'm also working with the different time zones. So I'm going to have different class times for people in California, say, than people in Tennessee, so that I can work with your schedule too if you want to get in on the class, but you think that you're not going to be able to because it's, 9 o'clock here and it's 5 o'clock in California and you're just getting off of work. So I kind of wanted to make it fair to where I could hit the whole United States. And it's working out really good. So people are signing on for that. I'm very glad. That's $297 for the 6 weeks. That's so much cheaper than the 150 for one, or for 45 minutes, right? With the videos. So this will be Zoom classes. Pretty excited about that. Thank you so much, everybody. I've got so many thank yous. Uh, Good nights. And then, yes, everyone have a wonderful Monday. Thank you for what you do. You're a gem. Thank you so much, Preachy. Thank you to everyone for your kindness and for all of your good thoughts, all of your blessings that way. Uh, you know, I'm just so tickled with everybody and how good you are to me, how appreciative you are, and how grateful. That is such a blessing. And the joy that I feel through these chats, just knowing that you guys are getting the help that you need and that you're feeling the peace. That's what's important above all. Yes. What did I call him? Brandon Ferris. Yes. What did I call him? I thought I called him Brandon Ferris. Yeah. It's I am Brandon Ferris, and I think it's Farris, but I'm not sure. I'm awesome. I love it. I love it. Now remember, when we go into the bank and they try to offer you a loan instead of a line, what are you going to say? What are you going to say?
No. N-O, no.
And one more time.
No means no.
Right? Okay, guys. You just remember to stay in the videos so that you understand what you're doing. Stay positive, for goodness sake. We have enough negativity in the world. And let's stay with God, because He is so good and He only wants the best for us. I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great week.